If you live on the north shore of Long Island, then chances are you've heard of King Zog's ruins, which are hidden away in a nature preserve and shrouded in rumors of lost treasure. King Zog of Albania owned this estate at one point, but he would never get to live in it. And since 1955, vandals have since been tearing apart this former Gold Coast era mansion, looking for the supposed treasure that was hidden in the walls. Welcome to what remains of the former Knollwood estate. What's going on, guys? I'm in the Muttontown Preserve, which is on the north shore of Long Island. I'm searching for the remains of King Zog's ruins, which were part of the Knollwood estate. Now, who was King Zog? Well, before I can answer that, I have to talk about what the Knollwood estate actually was. Let's take a look. This is the Knollwood estate after it was constructed in 1910 for Wall Street mogul Charles I. Hudson. Knollwood sat on some 270 acres, which is the current-day Muttontown Preserve on the Gold Coast of Long Island. It was designed in an Italian Renaissance architectural style by New York City firm Histon Weeks, who specialized in Manhattan hotels and apartment buildings. The grounds of the estate were designed by landscape architect Ferruccio Vitali, most known for designing the Washington Monument Gardens and National Mall in Washington, D.C. The estate itself boasted 13 bedrooms, 11 baths, a living room, dining room, and library with English oak paneling, an outdoor swimming pool, gardens, and a commercial farm. Alright, so I'm walking in some ticket-fested trails right now in the preserve. I'm actually walking to the entrance of what was once the Knollwood estate. Now, it's crazy because if you look behind me, all of this used to be this. So you can kind of see it here. This gate up here was once the front entrance of the Knollwood estate. This path used to be the main driveway up to the estate, and I've never been here before, but I'm curious to see what's left. I hear it's a bunch of stone ruins, but yeah, I guess we'll see. After the Hudsons sold the estate, it passed through a handful of owners, the most notable being King Zog of Albania. The story behind his acquisition of Knollwood begins at the start of World War II.
Good Friday morning along the coast of Albania. But today in the tiny kingdom on the Adriatic, people look out across their harbours down the muzzles of Italian guns, look into the faces of Italian soldiers, calling upon them to surrender immediately or be massacred from the air. Some reports say the Albanians resisted the invaders, but what can a nation do outnumbered 40 to 1?
After Italy invaded Albania in 1939, King Zog fled the country with his wife and their newborn son to wait out the war in Greece, England, and finally Egypt. Then, in 1951, King Zog visited New York, where he purchased Knollwood estate with allegedly a bucket of diamonds and rubies. So just to give you an idea how overgrown the preserve is, I actually took the wrong path trying to find this place. So I followed the stone path from the entrance, which I thought would lead me right to the estate. It actually veers off into the woods. But the first thing that I came to is this stone structure. I think if I keep going west, I'll see more of the remains of the estate. But this was part of what I think was the columns for the grand gardens that were on the estate. I haven't really been able to find a whole lot of research as to what this particular structure was, but I can only assume just from looking at old pictures, old maps. Really does feel like I'm in the middle of nowhere. But I just came across the next clue as to where we are and how close we're getting. This is pretty much what was a staircase to nowhere. There's like nothing else by it. Oh, look at that. There's another pillar. It's kind of hard to see. That's all the way back in the woods. So that structure that we just passed, that's the adjacent one, and it's on either side of these steps that I'm walking down. I think the ruins are probably gonna be behind, like if I keep going straight up these steps. But we'll see. I kind of like this actually. It's like a little mini adventure. Owning American real estate meant that King Zog and his family would have an easier time emigrating to the United States. However, the king wanted to bring families of over 100 servants with him. This delayed his emigration, as the U.S. only agreed to take 35 Albanians. But before he could come back to New York, King Zog's residence in Egypt was raided and he was arrested. He became ill shortly after that and was forced to sell the Knollwood estate to Lansdale Christie. Look at this. These are the main ruins of the Knollwood estate, or more commonly known as King Zog's ruins. But this is crazy. This is what's left. It's a shame how graffiti this place is, but apparently people have been vandalizing these ruins since the 1950s because they were searching for gold and other treasure that was supposedly used to purchase the actual estate. So it got so bad that they actually had to demolish it. It's sort of camouflaged in the graffiti here, but this was probably a fountain of some sorts. And you can see just what's left. It's kind of like a face of something, probably where the water came out. So I'm just gonna go up here, take a look. Yeah, you can see it's all overgrown. So the estate that these stairs led up to was right here. And you can see in those archival pictures that I have, this main staircase, this main entrance, is really all that's left of the estate. You wouldn't think that this used to be a mansion here, without having known the history, but yeah, it just blows my mind that this is really all that's left. Wanted to see what was up on this side. There's actually trails that branch off into the woods, and that's actually where the Knollwood estate used to be, but that was demolished sometime in the 1950s. It got so bad because people were trying to loot the place for lost treasure, because that's what purportedly King Zog used to buy the actual estate. He used like a bag of rubies or something like that. And people were trying to find that because there were rumors that there were treasure hidden within the walls of Knollwood estate. So even since back in the 1950s, people were vandalizing this place. And this is all that's left. So I think that's sad, but fascinating in some respect. Yeah, I'm gonna fly the drone around, get some shots, and then call it a day. At the time of the making of this video, no treasure has ever been found. The remaining ruins of King Zog's Knollwood estate continue to fall into disrepair.